Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Mindful Conversations. Today, we dwell into the intricate and often overlooked aspect of our daily lives that is personal space. And today, we are again joined by Mrs. Anu, the psychologist. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
So, let's start by defining personal space. What exactly is it, and why is it essential for our well being?
Personal spaces are basically a physical area which surrounds in a given person's area, so in which they feel comfortable. It is important because it protects human beings both from high levels of stress and possible aggressive behavior. It is very, very important to have personal space because if you don't have personal space, you feel claustrophobic and you feel people stepping on your stone or stepping on your shoes.
Absolutely. And if we talk about our physical distance, not only physical distance, but I think even our emotional boundaries, right?
Yes, definitely. So, personal space is physical as well as emotional, where we also feel emotionally somebody's extending or coming into my emotional boundary. We need to respect each other and to have emotional boundaries also, that certain people or most people do not come beyond an area between us.
Yeah, this is so true. And ma'am, if we talk about our culture and society, then how does culture play a role in shaping our perception of personal space?
See, personal space in certain cultures are not there. So if you see certain towns or certain cities, they feel it's okay to intrude into somebody's space, their personal space, ask questions, or whether it's about their personal life or whatever questions they want. Whereas in more metropolitan cities, people don't ask so many questions and keep mind their own business. In other words, so culture definitely plays a very important role. Now it depends on us what we want from people. So you could be living in a city, but you do not want the boundaries. But as a human being, to grow, it's important to have personal space and not make it a gossip area to know about everybody's life, what is happening.
So, ma'am, in the age of technology where social media often blurs the line between personal and public space, so how do you think this has impacted our understanding of personal space?
See, personal space, as we already spoke about, is important. But in social media or technology, a lot of things get public even if we don't want to. So, as a human being, we all need to respect people around us, their personal space, and their public image, especially the film stars or any fashion person, some fashion designers, or somebody who's got a name. Even normal human beings have a personal space and a public space. Keep a boundary of it, don't make it very public, and don't intrude into people's privacy.
Exactly. So, if we talk about relationship, how does respecting personal space contribute to healthier connections and relationships?
Even in a relationship, personal space is important. Doesn't mean if you're married to somebody or you are a girlfriend, boyfriend of someone's, you just intrude into their space or check their mobile or do certain things. Because again, you're getting into the personal space. There could be certain things which the person doesn't want to tell you. There's nothing wrong in that. Unless you feel there's he or she is having an affair or there's something going wrong. So it's important to keep that in an intimate relationship also, so that the relationship is healthy and you move progressively further in a better way.
Oh, this is so common. And do you think are there any common misconception about personal space that you often come across in your work?
As we see in personal life, it even comes in work life, where people try to intrude into their work life, get to try to know much more than they should, and get into the personal space. Even that is very harmful. Whether it's work, whether it's intimacy, whether it's any relationship, every relationship should have a personal space. And if you don't give it, it is definitely going to affect the person's personality, emotions. And if somebody is doing it to you, what is important is you communicate what you don't like. Most of the time we keep quiet and don't tell people what we don't like. So if you're not going to tell people what you don't like, people are yet going to keep doing it, and which will definitely upset you, and one fine day you'll blast. So why not tell people initially only, this is what I am okay about, this is what I'm not okay about, and keep clear boundaries with people.
Oh, indeed. So, if we talk about our individual self, how can individuals communicate their personal space preferences effectively without causing discomfort?
See, what is important is I introspect and understand for myself, what do I want? Only if I know what I want, what kind of spacing I want, what kind of personal space I want, what do I want for my life, I can then only communicate. So I would suggest first ask yourself. Once you've asked, listed down, this is what I want from people around me, and then communicate. As I said earlier also, a lot of times we ourselves don't know what we want. So if I don't know what I want, I can't expect other people to react or behave in a manner.
Oh my god, all the solutions by you are so relatable, ma'am. So, as we wrap up our conversation of personal space, what would be your main takeaway or advice for our listeners?
Personal space is an important non-verbal communication. So at times, if you don't want to communicate or you feel it's not to communicate verbally, you can even do it non-verbally. But if you feel the person is not understanding non-verbally, you communicate it verbally. Okay, it's a distance which you have with a person, with people around you, and you want to maintain it, and it's perfectly okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for shedding light on the multifaceted concept of personal space. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning into another episode of Mindful Conversations. And remember, understanding personal space is a journey towards more meaningful connections in our lives. So, thank you.